bitch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you're watching a kick-ass guide to being a late bloomer. And don't be jealous of my late bloomer crown, because I am going to show you how to make one of your own tomorrow. But for today, I am going to share with you my 5 tips for being a kick-ass late bloomer. And heads up, I'm going to let a few F-bombs fly. Tip number 1, fuck it. That negative voice in your head telling you it's too late, telling you that you've missed your window, and if you haven't made it by now, you're never going to make it. Fuck that. Fuck it. Fuck it all. Stop thinking about what is or isn't possible. Just shut the fuck up, go out, and make it happen. Being a late bloomer is not for sissies, so stop being a sissy and just say, fuck it. What do you have to lose? Tip number 2, just say no. N-O. As a late bloomer, it is imperative that you make the most of your time and your energy, and the absolute best way to do that and to give yourself the space to do your thing is to exercise your no muscles. And the more you exercise your no muscles, the stronger they will be. The more you say no, the easier it is to say no. And no is one of those signature words that every person of a certain age knows the power of. So it's time to embrace the no and step into your own power. You do not have to say yes to every request that comes your way. You do not have to say yes to be liked. There are very respectful, polite ways to say no, but you don't have to wrap your nose up in a bunch of apologies and excuses. You can just say one very dignified, respectful no, or no thank you, and be on your way to creating the kick-ass life of your dreams. Tip number 3, don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself. Now is not the time to get all hung up on how other people perceive you, or if what you are doing is cool or acceptable to other people. All that matters is if it is cool or acceptable to you. Leave those insecurities in the past where they belong. They didn't do you any favors back then, and they sure as hell aren't going to be doing you any favors now. You're too old for that shit anyway. Tip number 4, be who you are. Be your authentic self. And yes, tips 1, 2, and 3 have a lot to do with this. Being your authentic self has a lot to do with setting up healthy boundaries so that you have the time and the space to do you. And it's got everything to do with letting it all hang out, because that's where the magic happens. That's your sweet spot. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you special and original. And when it comes to magic, when it comes to the law of attraction, it is true that like attracts like. So if you are trying to attract that perfect lover and you want to live happily ever after with your soulmate, if you want to create the kick-ass business of your dreams, or finally pursue a career that you were too afraid to pursue in your youth, you've got to be authentically you to attract an authentic match. And that is a really important thing to understand as a late bloomer, because you don't want to waste any more time. You just want to get to the good stuff now. So do you. Tip number 5. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again, try again. You get as many do-overs in this life as you have seconds in a day. Every week, every year. So don't be afraid to fail. This is not your last chance. This is just another chance, another opportunity to succeed. And as every kick-ass late bloomer knows deep down inside, it's never too late to be what you might have been, and it's always too early to quit. Much love. Peace.